If you clicked on this video, you might have seen this video by 11tech where he shows all these amazing looking versions of Mario 3D, all stars with higher resolutions, much higher quality textures and more, making the game look better than ever with two big pluses. One, that you can do it all on PC without native Nintendo hardware. And two, well, that setting this up is free. But sadly, he doesn't go into much detail on how to actually set this up. So when a friend I knew, totally not me, of course, wanted to set this up, it took a solid 5 hours to figure it out. While my friend is not smarter than most people and only communicates in brain rot, that gave me the idea to make.
Here we go! Let's go!
Super Mario 64 is, in my opinion, the easiest of the bunch. Although this isn't the version shown in the video, I believe that this is the easiest. So not even someone as dumb as my friend would mess it up. In addition, in my opinion, this is the best looking version of Super Mario 64 that doesn't compromise the game's charming art style, and A has a slew of settings to tinker with, even has some setting no fun Nintendo would use. First thing you want to do is find, purchase a totally legal Mario 64 ROM. As I do not condone piracy in any way, so you should not look up Mario 64 ROM to find one and purchase one yourself. Once you have a 100% legal ROM, you are going to want to look up Mario 64 Plus, or go to the link in the description. On the website, click download. Once it's downloaded, open that baby up with WinRAR and extract the file. Then simply open the file, make sure installation is selected, and press next. Make sure both Super Mario 64 Plus and Visual C++ are checked, and the last two boxes as well, unless you are a masochist who likes looking in their files to open the game every time. Hit next, choose file location, and hit install. And it'll ask you to install something. Press download and go through the setup. Hit finish, and it'll take you to here. Press a key. Once that's done, press space to open File Explorer and select your previously mentioned legal Nintendo 64 ROM. Press enter. After this, it's going to take a while to set up and load. But after that, you are done. You can now play Mario 64 with juicy, mouth-watering graphics, yes! 60 FPS, and more. Before we get into Mario Sunshine, Galaxy, and Galaxy 2, you will need to have Dolphin installed to do so. Search up Dolphin emulator, first download Visual C++, and set that up next. Then download the latest release of Dolphin and extract it to your home screen. For the purposes in this video, we also need to convert Dolphin into portable mode, which is easy. Simply make a text doc and name it Portable. Close Dolphin and reopen it to see your user folder. This will be very helpful later. Next, go to Configs, Paths, Add, and make a games folder for, well, all your games you ding dong. Click it and press select folder. Now you are ready. While you can play the original Mario Sunshine on Dolphin, I highly recommend the mod Super Mario Sunburn instead, since it has many quality of life changes and bug fixes, not to mention built-in 60 FPS and widescreen settings, so you don't gotta mess with gecko codes, which I know you'll somehow mess that up and spend hours figuring out why the game is in double speed and getting distortion like you would. Sorry, I may have been projecting. Anyways, of course, firstly you'll need your, yet again, legally obtained Mario Sunshine ROM. And if you couldn't find an ISO version of the game like me, and could only find NKits, you're going to want to search up NKit to ISO, or the link in description. Click Vim's lair and download the first option. Extract. Open the processing tool. Drag your ROM and select Convert to ISO. Once that's done, open back up the NKit 1.4 folder and open Processed. There should be your ROM converted to ISO. If you're not using the mod, then simply put the ISO in your Dolphin Games folder, and it should pop up. If you are not setting up Mario Sunburn and choosing the original, instead, skip to the time on screen to figure out the textures. Now! Okay, now that all the lame gamer nerds are gone, let's set this up. Simply search up Mario Sunburn and click the Game Banana link, or the link in description. Open Mario Sunburn and put all the files on your home screen along with your Sunshine ROM, and simply drag it to where it says. It'll spit out a new ROM on your home screen, which you can place in your Dolphin Games folder. Once done, it should pop up on Dolphin. Open the game, and when at the Select Game screen, go right to Settings and find the FPS and Aspect Ratio. Change those to your desired settings. Now all that's left is toying with the resolution and installing the custom textures. Okay, the Sunshine nerds are gonna come back real quick. Pretend I didn't say nothing. Okay? Now it's time for the textures. Go to the link in the description and press download. Open it. GMS, textures, and copy this folder. Next to assuming you followed my instructions earlier and put Dolphin in portable mode, go to Dolphin, open, user, load, textures, and paste the GMs folder. Go back to Dolphin, right-click Sunshine, Properties, press right, Info, and copy the game ID. Go back to the GMS folder you just pasted and rename it the game ID. Go back to Dolphin, Graphics, Advanced, and check Load Custom Textures. The textures are done, and all we need to do is go to Enhancements and play around with these settings. I personally have a 1440p monitor, so that's what I'm choosing. If you have a beefier PC, then go for the higher settings. If not, play around with the settings and find what gives the best performance to quality. And if you are playing original Sunshine, go to the Sunshine Wiki. Link in description and copy the 60 FPS code. Right-click the game, Properties, Gecko Codes, Add new code. Name it 60 FPS and paste the code. Enable cheat. Check the box. And just like that, you now have Mario Sunshine better than Nintendo. Finally, time for Galaxy 1 and 2, which is arguably the best looking in the bunch, and the most straightforward setup. First, find the legal Galaxy ROMs, of course. I'm grouping these together because they are very similar in setup. Firstly, get your Mario Galaxy ROMs and put them in your Games folder. Go to the description for the textures and download them. Open them, and copy RMG. Go to Dolphin, User, Load, Textures, and paste the RMG or SB4 folder. Go back to Dolphin, right-click the corresponding game, whichever you're using. Properties, press right, Info, and copy the game ID. Go back to the GMS folder you just pasted and rename it the Game ID. Go back to Dolphin. Graphics, Advanced, and make sure Load Custom Textures is checked. The textures are done and you're done if you already followed the Sunshine Guide and enhanced the graphic settings. If not, all we need to do is go to Enhancements and play around with these settings. I personally have a 1440p monitor, so that's what I'm choosing. If you have a beefier PC, then go for the higher settings. If not, play around with the settings and find what gives the best performance to quality. And just like that, you have both Galaxy games better than money-hungry Nintendo. If you followed this tutorial until the end, thank you so much for watching. A like would be much appreciated if this helped. And if you have problems, feel free to ask in the comments. And that was the comprehensive guide to making 3D All-Stars better than Nintendo.